Good evening, I'm J.R. Resnick.
And I'm Chris Sorensen.
Economists say the recession ended a little more than a year ago, but many Americans are still recovering. The U.S. Census Bureau released figures that show income inequality is on the rise.
The income gap between the richest and poorest Americans grew by the largest margin ever. Locally, the poverty rate is up. The average income per household is down $3,000 from a few years ago. Just last week, 26 people at the Times Union lost their jobs, adding to the already high unemployment rate in Jacksonville. With unemployment rates near 12%, finding a new job can be a big challenge. Yanli Chor met with one woman who knows just how difficult getting a job is right now.
Baker has a very clean house. She has a lot of time to clean. Baker graduated from UNF almost a year ago and hasn't found a job yet.
So unfortunately, I had to settle for something that is not something I want to be doing. I'm working at a golf course. I'm driving a golf cart around, serving beverages. Definitely not what I had pictured myself doing.
It's not like she isn't trying. Baker spends a lot of time looking for jobs online. She's put in applications and so far, nothing. She says the main problem is lack of experience.
I noticed that it's really, really hard for me to find a job in such a large market such as Jacksonville, because most of the people who come to Jacksonville are very experienced with the news industry and with different industries altogether. They have more experience, so those people, of course, are getting hired more often than post-grads like me, who don't have quite as much experience.
Even though Baker hasn't been able to land a full-time job, she's glad she has her degree.
I mean, a good education is always going to help you move ahead in life. There have been studies that prove that college grads do make more than just a high school grad.
Baker hopes the job market improves soon. That way she can find a job doing what she loves. Yanli Chor, North Florida Weekly.
Labor officials say application for jobless benefits dropped last week for the third time in a month. They say that's a sign that employers are cutting fewer jobs. While it's encouraging news, it still doesn't signal rapid job growth.
Home sales on the First Coast are actually up by 15% compared to this time last year. Still, the sale price is down. According to a national listing, Jacksonville is the most affordable metro city in the state and ranks high nationally as well. The report released by Coldwell Banker used home listing prices from almost 300 U.S. cities to create the rankings. Jacksonville came in at number 58 nationally with an average list price of little more than $100,000. The cost of living in Jacksonville is lower, mainly because the housing prices here are lower than most Florida cities.
Statewide, Jacksonville's prices didn't go up by as much as other cities, and therefore when they fell, they didn't fall as far.
Of the other major Florida cities, Orlando ranked at 88, Tampa at 140, and Miami at 147. Now, single-family home prices may be creeping back up, but there's one area of real estate that experts say is a bust right now. Robert Garcia has more.
I feel very confident that I'm getting in at the right time, that it can't go much lower than that, and it's only going to go up.
Meet Jack O'Neill. He bought a foreclosed condominium earlier this year.
This condo sold in 2005 for $183,000, and I'm getting it today for $82,000, so basically $100,000 less.
And he's not alone. According to the Florida Association of Realtors, the median price of condominiums dropped from $239,000 in 2007 to just $64,000 earlier this year, a drop of more than 70%. That's more than twice the drop of median home values. O'Neill explains what he saw happening at the time.
I think they oversaturated the condos, built too many of them. The bubble went way up high. I didn't really believe in it, and it kind of burst. So having waited all this time, I now got this condo at an incredible price, so I'm very happy about it.
But a lower price doesn't mean it's easy to buy a condominium.
It's much more difficult to get financing for condominiums than it used to be.
Real estate agent Virginia Arena says it's a little more complicated than a simple seller-buyer relationship.
It's no longer just does the prospective purchaser qualify financially. Now it is, does the condominium itself qualify?
If a condominium doesn't meet the Federal Housing Administration standards, prospective buyers are going to need cash on hand.
If the condos are in delinquency, it doesn't matter how good the buyer's credit is. If they really need to finance in order to purchase, either you're depending on an individual seller who's not in foreclosure to agree to hold financing, or you're looking at somebody that has to have cash to be able to close.
But for buyers who can manage it, like Jack O'Neill, condominium prices aren't going up anytime soon. Although she says it's recovering, Arena says foreclosures and short sales will probably bury the condos market for the next few years. Robert Garcia, North Florida Weekly.
Now, Robert says buyers really have a lot of options. He said that's why condo values stay so low, because competition is so high. Well, property tax rates are going up.
It took the City Council nearly 13 hours to balance the budget. They cut out $4.3 million, but still had to raise the property tax rates by 8%. The council needed to cut $42 million in order to keep the tax rates from going up.
One expense we all have is food, whether you go out to eat or cook at home. It can cost you a lot of money.
But what about growing your own garden to save money on food? With the help of some UNF students, one homeless shelter is doing just that. This doesn't look like your average classroom, but for some students it is. The garden behind the Clara White Mission downtown has only been here a few months. It's already making a big impact. Its tenants include a nutrition major, an English major, an advertising major, a photography major, and an economics major.
Pretty cool idea. I mean, an organic garden in downtown Jacksonville. Jacksonville is where I've been born and raised, and it's my city, and I want to check out everything that's going on and get my hands dirty in the garden and trying to make things work and make things happen and have some fun.
The organic garden was started by former UNF student Derek Robinson over the summer.
Wanted to create a garden, and here it is. This is it wasn't anything particular I was thinking about doing. I just wanted to do something to try to help and I wanted somebody to get some actual benefit from it.
The garden grows all sorts of vegetables. All the food grown goes directly to the mission and is served every Friday night.
The garden has helped us out greatly, several ways. One, it gives the students an entirely another perspective in terms of as they look at the food we serve and the food that they're serving, as well as with the staff. The staff has gotten very motivated about getting involved with gardening themselves.
The response to the garden has been so overwhelming. Mission workers are considering expanding the garden to an 11-acre plot in northwest Jacksonville off of Moncrief Road. Now, most business owners are always looking to find new ways to bring in new customers.
And coming up, we'll show you the unique idea one man uses to attract business.
Plus, a lunchtime favorite for your kids is on the chopping block. Find out why when we come back.
Hi, Brittany.
Hi, Ms. Robbins. How are you?
I remember when she was born. It's so good to see her happy. I was worried at first. Her mama was so young. It was just too hard on her when that baby came. I told her mama I would watch the baby so she could go to the grocery store or just take a few moments to herself. I still do it today. It doesn't take much of my time, and her mama said it was such a big help.
It's your turn to raise the leaders of tomorrow. Find out how at ounce.org.
Yeah, but did you see how much he had to drink last night? I can't believe that guy made it home. Nobody drives drunk anymore. Hold on, I got another call coming in.
While drunk driving rates have dropped greatly, negligent driving and speeding fatalities have skyrocketed. Someone dies every 13 minutes from negligent driving, so keep your hands on the wheel, your eyes on the road, and your phone put away.
My name is Brian Wilson, and I'm a nursing student here at the University of North Florida in Jacksonville. The nursing program here at UNF is top-notch. They give us a firm foundation so that when we're out in the field and actually graduate and pass our boards, you feel well prepared. I'm a nursing student, but I'm also active duty, and I'm participating in the Navy's Seaman Admiral 21 Officer Commissioning Program. And a lot of the skills they teach us there, like leadership, time management, and teamwork, it's stuff I can apply to the nursing program. UNF, no one like you, no place like this.
I got laid off. Bills were piling up. Everything was falling apart.
At the same time, Sarah started having trouble in school. It was horrible.
Our friends at church tried to help, but I just didn't like telling them how bad things were.
The lady who cuts my hair told me about the parent helpline. The helpline got us into a parenting group.
It helped me find a new job.
I'm so glad we found out about the helpline.
And I'm so glad we made the call.
It's your turn to raise the leaders of tomorrow. Find out how at ounce.org.
Some people at the landing got a taste of the Philippines this Saturday.
It was the second annual Filipino Pride Day. Lots of people gathered to celebrate and experience the culture of the country. There were performances from award-winning dance troupes, a fashion show, and authentic Filipino food.
A certain brew house is doing their part to recapture the loyalty of beer drinkers. Bars nationwide are giving out free Budweiser samples this month. The giveaway is an attempt to boost Budweiser's sluggish sales and target younger drinkers. The only catch? The brewer can't advertise the promotion's locations because of state and local laws.
It's definitely a good idea. I mean, I know personally I am not a huge drinker, but I drink occasionally on the weekends, and if someone offered me a free beer, I would definitely be more inclined.
It's a revered lunchtime beverage, and Florida's Board of Education wants to ban it from the cafeteria.
That's right, chocolate milk is on the chopping block. The board says that they're concerned with childhood obesity. There's also some debate over cutting out all sugary drinks, leaving children to choose among water, low-fat milk, and pure fruit juice.
I don't know what I would have done without chocolate milk growing up. How about you, Chris?
It was my favorite drink. Water at that age, I don't know. I still don't like water.
I only drink water now, but yeah, chocolate milk's the way to go when you're young. So still to come, John Weiner takes us inside the huddle of the Jags-Eagles game.
Plus a recap of UNF's volleyball team's performance this past weekend.
The best thing about UNF is the diversity. I just love the fact that I can come here and intermingle with people from all over the world. I'm Robert Allen. I'm an honor student here at the University of North Florida in Jacksonville. We have smaller classes. They're longer now and a little bit more demanding, but it's for our benefit. My experience with the professors is that they are very open. Here at UNF, you can receive a solid education. UNF, no one like you, no place like this.
You want to protect your valuables, so you have an alarm system for your house and an alarm for your car. But who do you trust with your personal financial information? Each year, the laws governing your finances change. Florida licensed CPAs are educated, tested, regulated by the state of Florida, and must be recertified every 2 years. Before you share your financial information with anyone, check them out. Make sure your finances are in good hands. Check your CPA's credentials at myfloridalicense.com.
Ever lose one of these? Everyone has, except for people whose money is fully insured by the FDIC. Those depositors have never lost 1 penny in the 75 years of the FDIC. Good to know in times like these. So here's the question. Do you know if all your money is safe and sound?
Go to myfdicinsurance.gov
and click on Edie the Estimator.
Because the more you know,
the safer your money.
In order to prepare your taxes, I'll need to get some general financial information from you, like your W-2s, 1099s, social security numbers, and full names and dates of birth for you and all your dependents.
Before you share your financial information with anyone, check them out. Florida licensed CPAs are educated, tested, regulated by the state of Florida, and must be recertified every 2 years. Make sure your finances are in good hands. Check your CPA's credentials today at myfloridalicense.com.